Section 5.2, number 17, we're given the following information, and we're asked to find the cosine of alpha plus beta. So thinking back to that formula for cosine of alpha plus beta, I know I'm going to need cosine of alpha, cosine of beta, the opposite sign, and then sine of alpha and sine of beta. Well, I have sine of alpha, but I don't have any of that other stuff. So I'm going to have to find that stuff. And I can use what we have here to find it. So let's start with alpha. I have sine of alpha. I need to find cosine of alpha. So the information I'm given is that the terminal side of alpha is in Q4, quadrant 4. So our triangle is oriented like so that our y is negative. That's how I got that -4. Sine of alpha is -4/5, so that gives me the opposite over hypotenuse. And then I can use the Pythagorean theorem to find that this y value will be 3. I'm sorry, this x value will be 3. And that's positive in Q4. So that gives me cosine of alpha. So now I have cosine of alpha equals 3/5. And just to keep everything together, I'm going to copy down sine of alpha, which was given to us, is -4/5. Okay, so I have everything I need about alpha now. Now let's go over to beta. So I need to get cosine of beta and sine of beta, and I'm given tangent. So I'm going to use that, build that triangle, and then I can find cosine and sine of beta. So it's in quadrant 2, so it's oriented like so, with my beta over here, or my beta reference angle. Tangent is opposite over adjacent, so katoa. So that's 5/12, and I know it's the 12 that is the negative because of the way it's oriented. The x is negative, y is positive. And then I can use Pythagorean theorem, or my Pythagorean triples, if you happen to know those. And I find the third side is going to be 13. And it's a positive, since it's the hypotenuse is always positive, it's a length. Okay, so now I have my triangle, and then I can find cosine of beta and sine of beta equal to, let's see, cosine would be ka, that's, remember, so ka toa. So the ka is the adjacent over hypotenuse, so that's -12/13. And sine is 5/13. So now I have everything I need. I can fill in this formula here. So let's bring that formula down. Actually, I don't need the word find. So I'm going to use this formula, and I'm going to plug and chug. So here we go. So I have cosine, oops, sorry, need a pen here. So I've been given cosine of alpha is 3/5. Cosine of beta is -12/13. I need a minus sign. Sine of alpha is -4/5, which I get from right here. And sine of beta, which I have here in green, is 5/13. And I can put the parentheses on the positive ones or not. I'll go ahead and just put them all on to be consistent. And then I get, multiply this out, I get -36/13 times 5 is 65. Minus a negative, so I can say that's positive now, minus a negative. So that's plus 4 times 5 gives me 20, 5 times 13 gives me 65 again. And then I already have a common denominator, so -36 plus 20 gives me -16/65, which is, there's no common factors there. So there is my final answer for cosine of alpha plus beta.